I'm more connected to youth than the other candidates, and I know them. I understand some of the situations they're in, and I'm going to work hand in hand with them to resolve this problem.
Doug, you always say the only poll that counts is on election day, but what about when the most recent poll puts you in a statistical tie with the longtime frontrunner John Tory? Does the only poll that counts, is it still the one on election day?
Well, absolutely it does, because things change. In 3 weeks, it's a lifetime, but finally people are starting to see through this backtrack that there's holes all through it. It's pie in the sky. He's flip-flopped 10 times on it. And I was just over at the corner of Don Mills and Shepherd, and they want to try to put LRTs down Shepherd. John Tory, you have to be kidding me. You should have been there, Christina. It was packed with cars. There's no way LRTs can go down Shepherd. I'm building subways on Shepherd. I'm building them on Finch. I'm building the downtown relief line. And for the people of Etobicoke and Scarborough, rather than ripping up Eglinton, we're going to put that underground.
But the concern for people in this community is not so much subways, but the congestion. In July, 7-year-old Georgia Walsh was killed at the intersection of Millwood and McRae, and people have been complaining about the traffic in that area for some time.
Well, do you know what's happening? They're rerouting down the side roads, and that's what happens when these roads get packed. And right here where we're standing on Laird, as soon as it'll come above ground, and they think traffic's bad now. If you put an LRT above ground, the traffic's going to back right up. They're going to avoid this like everyone avoids St. Clair. That's how you resolve it. You make sure it's fair and equitable transit for the people in this area, but also the people east and west of this area. It's not fair that people in this condition right now, imagine all the people in Scarborough that be standing outside in this rain while everyone else is underground. It has to be fair and equitable across the city. Right now, it's not. I'm standing up for all the people, and especially the people that don't have proper underground transit.
Doug, I asked you yesterday to clarify your wife's Jewish heritage.
That's right.
You explained it was...
the bloodlines, as I said, her grandmother and grandfather came from Russia.
Right.
They were persecuted, and they came over here. They changed their name, and you can look into that.
I don't know if you got my email. I did look into that, and there have been some questions online about her actual heritage, that she's not actually Jewish, and that her maternal grandparents aren't actually Jewish.
Okay. Do you want to put your salary, and I'll prove it to you, and I'll run through the whole thing with you. It's Aronowitz, Aronowitz. Look into it, and then I look forward to you coming to me and saying, Doug, you're right, I apologize. Jen from the Toronto Star.
I did look into it, and if you have a second, so the passenger list says that they came over here, that they were from a region in Ukraine, which is a region that no longer exists anymore. And on that passenger list, they identified themselves as Greek Catholic, and later in a marriage certificate.
Do you understand the persecution they went through? Do you think I make this up? Jennifer from the Toronto Star. No, I'm clarifying it. Jennifer from the Toronto Star, do you honestly believe I would make something like this up?
I'm saying that there are questions as to whether this is
Jennifer,
truthful information.
Jennifer, let me be very clear. Her grandparents were Jewish. They left an area. They were being persecuted. They came over here. I've never said they were practicing the Jewish faith. Her mother didn't practice the Jewish faith, and neither did my wife.
So Doug,
but the bloodlines, as I told you right from day one, I never misled you, her parents, grandparents, were Jewish. And I'm not going to make a big deal about it. It is, and that's it.
Doug, does your wife identify herself as being Jewish? She considers herself Jewish, or identifies herself being Jewish?
No, she doesn't. She hasn't.
Your wife was Jewish.
I had Jewish bloodline. No.
Okay, but I
said Jewish heritage. Okay, Jennifer, I know you're from the Toronto Star. I'm not going to sit here and debate you. I know, and my wife knows, her family knows their heritage. So please, enough.
Is it disingenuous to, when you're being criticized for making comments that people in the Jewish community have said were stereotyping, is it disingenuous to fight back by saying, my wife is Jewish?
No, again, I said, and I told you, I remember the other night, and you have your tape recorder here, and I told you exactly what it was. I said her grandparents were. She doesn't, and she does not practice it, and the Jewish faith. Neither did her mother. The bottom line is, she has the Jewish heritage, bloodlines, if you want to say, and I think this debate's over. I'm not going to sit here and have to debate you on my wife's roots.
And Doug, are you still looking for an apology from John Tory?
Well, John wants to call me, what was the latest name today? Turkey? It was Turkey today.
There was some suggestion, I believe, you being racist John, in some way.
That's insulting, but people see through that, and that's John Tory hitting below the belt again. He's desperate. People are seeing through his smart track that isn't too smart at all. They'll clog up the streets right across the city. I'm building subways. I'm going to make sure this is the most competitive tax market in North America that we are. We're going to continue to have this city thrive, and we're going to create more jobs. We created 56,000 jobs last time. Make sure that everyone in the world knows, come to Toronto and open their business, live here, and have a great place to live, work, and play. This is the greatest city in the world. I'm going to even make it greater. Thank you.
Okay, so that is